Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Q&A session. Chris Palmer has literally just joined us. I knew he was running a few minutes late, so I'll just add him to the stream. Chris,
nice. What's up, bro?
How's it going? I'm
it's
good.
Going.
We're all live, by the way, just so you know.
What's that?
We're live, by the way, just in case you're like,
nice.
Yeah, you say something you shouldn't.
I would never.
Never. Nah, he's always fairly clean in his chat. But yeah, so we are back to answer your questions. Put them in the chat. Also check out ODYS up there if you're interested in age domains. And also check out Mr. Chris Palmer's SEO YouTube channel because he's giving away golden nuggets all the time. And I mean all the fucking time. 4 a.m., there's videos going on.
Every day.
8 a.m., videos are still going on. It doesn't matter what fucking time. So there's always new content on there. Well, I just clicked on my YouTube there, which is not meant to happen. But in the chats, we have Mr. Chase Rayner Reviews, Randy Rodey, Andy Woolley, long time no speak, Andy Woolley. We'll come to your question in a moment. Maeve, your favourite Brummie here. So Maeve, the Brummie Irish, is here as well. But we'll just go into the questions, guys. Put your questions in the chat. Please also do leave a like on the video. But Andy Woolley's asking, have a question. What tool would you recommend for scraping content off of a website, specifically for blog content? Cheers.
Scrapebox?
Randy did suggest Scrapebox. I'm going to make the assumption that he's maybe looking for something else. Like, you remember, I don't know what you called it, Chris, but did you not have a tool a couple of years back that was stealing content from the Wayback Machine?
Yeah.
Like, is there tools that can literally just give, like, scrape and fuck it into a document or anything when you were doing your research?
Absolutely. Yeah, but I don't, not are on the market though, just custom as far as that is concerned. But doesn't like Phrase.io, can't you just like go pull in the top competitors and then rephrase stuff? That's a good way to do it, right? I'm not really sure that. What do you use?
I wouldn't typically just scrape content off of a guy's website, and that's a lie. I'm going to stop telling lies. I have scraped content off of a guy's website, but I would want to read it first. So I would just do that kind of thing manually. So I'd be looking around going, yeah, this looks good. It's not something I'd be doing in a massive scale. Of course, then I would Quillbot it, potentially add to it with a bit of AI and mix it up and get some other subheadings in and so on. So it's not something I would do wildly, like, go and get Scrapebox and chug out all these articles and whatever. I think that's a ludicrous way to attack that. So that's why I wouldn't be using a Scrapebox or anything like that. Manually copy and pasting would be my thing if I liked it, and that's it. So
nice.
But hey, get a custom script if you want that. That will probably work a lot better. Live IRL fan is there. Chris Alec is there. And before Chase goes away, Chase, a very nice thing to be doing, giving snacks to homeless people.
Very nice.
What a nice guy. Chase is just an all-round nice guy. A gentleman.
For sure.
I like Chase. Check him out as well. And he gives a lot of value to the industry as well. So check him out, and good luck with that, Chase. Robert Tomlinson. He's struggling with site architecture. Any advice or good resources? He can't decide if he should keep to category, broad, or split into smaller ones. Now, obviously, without seeing it, we can't give you a wholly accurate answer, but based on this comment, Chris? What would you say?
I mean, you could go in different categories as long as it's covering the same niche. I would go with a top level category page targeting a big broad keyword like high volume, and then put your smaller supporting pieces of content below it. So you could break it up as long as you're staying within the realm of one niche. So I think that's fine.
Yeah. And also, how do you set up category pages? Lots of hate for paginated category pages.
I hate WordPress, right? So I literally set them up exactly how I mentioned. I'm going to target a top level, very high volume, broad match keyword. And then I'm going to put supporting pieces of content underneath it. So if it's a blog, it's going to be an SEO blog. I'm going to write, how do you do SEO? How do you do an SEO audit? So, but I hate those categories. I hate WordPress. I really do.
And you're recommending do that, right?
Or static. I like static. Yeah. Do this full.
There. But listen, all of these, every platform's got its own little flaws. So
that's for sure.
That's for sure. Fucking hell. Chase has just thrown in Squarespace. Not looked at Squarespace. It may have improved, but previously.
I like WordPress more than Squarespace.
Next, someone's going to say Wix. Again, not ones that I've used in a while. I'm an old faithful when it comes to WordPress. I don't like change, so that's my excuse. But moving on, Mr. Creative, how do you find low competition keywords, Chris?
SEMrush, or you could do the Untitled search, but generally SEMrush. I'm going to pull in competition, whoever's ranking for the big broad keyword that I really want to win. Like, what's their secondary keywords? So that's how I'm going to find low competition, stuff that the competition's already ranking for. That's lower volume, lower competition. That's how I do it.
No, not much else I can add, unless you want me to throw in keywords everywhere, or there's other tools that you can use, little Chrome extensions, and sometimes you stumble across certain things. But I think it's nothing that SEMrush and stuff's not churning out anyway. You've just got to dig deep into the data. It's all there. Is the grand reality. Scrolling to page 2 and page 3 or page 9 or 10 may seem like hard work, but I think that's where the golden gems are. So yeah, SEMrush for me as well. Actor Sayal, his website's been recently hit with that May update. So his query is here how to again get traffic. Even he's updated his content and he's added in LSI keywords. Please elaborate my question in detail. So he's been hit by the update. He wants to know how to get traffic back. He has added in semantically related keywords. Is that all you need to do to recover, Chris, or is there more to it?
I think there's a little bit more to it. I'd go in there and prune. Maybe join some of the stuff that fell. Maybe can you make that into one article? Also, I would prune out some of the stuff that's maybe just old. I'd also take a look at the internal linking that you have. Also, have you been building links? But really, internal linking, pruning, combining old content together, maybe produce some more articles as well, and build some links. That's what I would do.
Do you know what I would say, Chris, is a very common thing when an update happens? People get so shit scared to try anything. They're just like, and they get stuck and they don't do shit. And they're just like, how do I fix it? How do I fix it? And they won't do a single thing. They won't, we all know roughly what it takes to rank a website. And of course, Google are going to come along and penalize something for something but you have to take action. And I think a lot of people for me get stuck and static and shit scared to change shit up. Just go in, tweak. That's what SEO is. Optimizing, tweak all the time. None of us have 100% of the answers. So tweak until your heart's content, and then when it's performing really well, don't fucking touch it until it does start to tumble again.
Right.
But Mr. Creative, so a very, very generic question, Mr. Creative. Which SEO plugin is best for WordPress? That could mean anything, but if you could only choose one, Chris, what would be your choice?
All-in-one SEO Pro or SEO Press. One of those two.
Dude,
I like
I'm
all-in-one.
Rank Math.
I don't like Rank Math.
And I'm contemplating going back.
What's that?
And I'm contemplating going back to All-in-One Pro.
Yes, go to All-in-One. I didn't like Rank Math, like with the pillar and the way they categorize it, and I didn't like it. Personally.
I've always just been an All-in-One. Again, like I said before, I'm a creature of habit, and I let others, a group of people in my mastermind, just kept talking about rank math. I'm like, fuck this, I'll try rank math, and it doesn't do anything that All-in-One doesn't. But not to run down rank math at all. My point here being is, in terms of SEO plugin, whether it's SEO Press, whether it's Yoast, whether it's All-in-One, whether it's rank math, they all kind of do the same fucking thing. It's more of a personal preference. I just like All-in-One because I've used it for years and years and years, and I'm just comfortable with the layout more than anything.
For sure.
And that's my answer. Jordan says, good old-fashioned HTML is still fun. And business growth ready, hand-coded HTML sites with the help of Dreamweaver, fast and safe. However, everyone wants cheap WordPress websites. Actually, in my mastermind, one of the guys, Gilo, he sometimes comes in here as well. I think it was Gilo that said he dusted off his old Dreamweaver recently, just to do something and fuck around with something. But
good old Dreamweaver.
Yeah, Dreamweaver was a good thing back in the day, and as I say, the first thing I learned was HTML. The first part of HTML I learned was being able to make the text scroll along the top of a page.
Nice.
And I thought I was a fucking coding genius, man. Every fucking website had that at the top of it. That was the thing back in the day.
And the blinking. Right?
Yeah. Dude, I thought I was the dog's bollocks. So see, every fucking website it had that fucking scrolling text. I don't know why I was obsessed with that, but see, that way, like, I don't know, I didn't know shit about websites, started learning HTML, and that was the goal for me. The minute you can do that, Craig, you're the
guy.
And then I churned websites out with that shit on it, and they were really fucking bad. Looking back, they were fucking awful, which is why I gave up the ghost of being the next big web designer. So I'd love to say I love hand coding websites, but I'm really fucking bad at it, to be honest. Just creatively, graphically, and everything, I'm dog shit at all that stuff. So WordPress was good for me. Anyway, Rainer reviews. True or false, Chris? SEO is a gateway drug.
True. Definitely.
What's a gateway drug?
To PPC, to marketing in general, email marketing, content marketing, and spinning. And
I think you have to, Chase. Certainly when I started, maybe not so much now, Chase, because I think I would probably say I agree with you, but I don't. I think a lot of people sometimes come into SEO and just stick with it. They don't become good at anything else and don't have an open mind into doing everything else. Whereas when I started in SEO and I was learning, I had to learn pay-per-click, then YouTube came out, then Facebook came out, and all of these things came out. So you couldn't just be an SEO guy, because I was working for myself. You know, I was a guy at home working, and I had to fuck around with all this stuff. Then Google Maps came out. You have to try and figure that shit out. And before you know it, you don't know what the fuck you're called. You know, you're fucking a local guy, you're a pay-per-click guy, you're fucking a marketing guy, email marketing guy, whatever. So yes and no. I think people can now come in. My argument to no is I think a lot of people don't even fully come into SEO. They come in as a link builder or a GMB guy. I don't know how many people I've spoke to that just do GMBs and fuck all else, and they don't open up their mind to doing it. They don't want to do anything else because they're probably making a fuck ton of money just doing GMB shit or whatever.
Probably.
So, and I've got a good friend that sold his link building agency, Gary Wilson. He wasn't particularly an SEO. He just was a link builder.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So yes and no, but I think, you know, anyone with any ounce of sense, Chase, the answer would be true. I think you do enter into other things, and I think having a much broader marketing skill set and strategy for your own businesses or whatever is the best way to be. Don't just rely on SEO. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant.
You're on a roll.
SEO Press for local businesses says business growth ready. Good
like
to see you, bud. Akhtar says, thank you for the valuable answers in detail. Now I can apply that strategy. Thanks again. Always happy to help and hope you do actually take action.
Yeah.
Gordon Melling, good day, gents. Mr. Gordon Melling, what is happening? Brandon Fowler, sorry. There is a guy called Brandon Flowers, am I right? Like a famous person.
I really don't know.
I don't even know either.
I'm
but anyway, do either of you have favourite terms that you like to use for your call to actions?
Click here, buy now, hey you. Stop
buy
there.
Now. Buy now. I've never used hey you. Have you used that on a call to action?
Yes, hey you.
And did it work?
Well, we weren't talking about conversion. We were talking about call to action. I've used it. It did for some. We utilized hey you for the travel club offers, I should say.
So my thing here is, right, I think call to actions obviously can differ from niche to niche and stuff like that, depending on your audience. I think certainly from an SEO point of view, I feel I can be myself and I could be a little bit more, not controversial, but I could do something slightly different. Whereas there's certain spaces, maybe the corporate space, where you wouldn't do that. But for me personally, I always try and like to stick to the kind of buy nows and keep it simple and straight to the point. And I know other people will argue and say, nah, you've got to be a bit more creative, stand out more, fucking this and that. But I like to stick with the tried and tested buy nows and click here and or whatever, the standard stuff that you'd normally see in someone's click funnels page. Those are, and I've stolen a lot of people's stuff from you know, just looking around. But hey you is an interesting one, Chris. But obviously debatable how well these things work, because some people fucking hate you for it and think you're being a prick, and stuff like that. So hey, there's one. Paul McCartney's call to action, hey Jude, made millions. There's always something crazy that can work though. But yeah, obviously, hey Jude, good old fashioned song there. Showing your age, business growth ready. Glennart is asking a GMB map embed drive directions question. So he's buying 150 map embeds in adjacent cities. Am I better off putting a high density of map embeds in 1 to 2 cities or spreading them out across loads of cities?
So you're buying embeds as in my map embeds, or you're going out and creating embeds and pin drops? So I'm not sure. Which one are you doing? Because I would focus on an area, is what I would do. So 150 seems like a lot. That has to be my map. So I wouldn't waste your time with that. But if you're going to be doing the pin drops in an area, then focus on an area and then spread. So, do a radius around your main business, about 5 miles in a radius, and then move out from there. That's what I would do.
Interesting. But if that didn't answer your question, Glenn, just re-ask it slightly, or let us know more, and we will try and do better. Guys, do keep the questions coming in the live chat. Please also do give us a little like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Good to see Andreas Carl. Gives you something to think about. Thought-provoking for sure. I would love to say that that's a Lampard comment, Andreas. I don't know if that's what he's trying to do. So Andreas is a dude. He's in my mastermind. Great guy. And I was showing these guys Lampard for LinkedIn engagement. And we always laugh, or he always laughs at me, because what happens within Lampard is my LinkedIn account will comment on people in my pod on the LinkedIn posts,
right?
And it's always something really something like thought-provoking for sure, or good post there, Mr. Whatever, and it's always some bullshit thing. He's just like, yeah, Craig, and he sends me screenshots of it, it's just fucking dog shit fucking comments on there, and I think that's what he's trying to achieve here. With that, gives you something to think about. Stuff that I would never actually say on your post, and this shit churns it out. But it works really well for engagement, guys.
Good old pod.
Andreas, while you're there, I checked out my stuff on Lampod, and what I would say is the engagement has dipped, probably by more than 50%. So when you were asking that question the other day, I meant to mention it today, if you were in the show, in the session today, but it has dipped. I don't know why or whatever, but it has fucking dipped, because he asked that question yesterday. So anyway, Lampod's still a good tool. We do have ZE Electrical. Dune, how are you, brother?
Hey, Dune.
Someone from Chrissy's mastermind. Nice guy.
Do you hit the LinkedIn videos as soon as they publish, or steady throughout like a week?
Normally as soon as they publish, yeah. But I think you'd be better doing steady throughout the week. But I don't do steady throughout the week because I'm just a lazy bastard. Is the honest answer, Chris. So I'll forget about it. If I have to, I'll just forget, mate. So I've got to hit it straight away. You know how it is. You understand that, right?
I do.
And Andreas is still going with his Lampod things. Andreas, this is he is actually on LinkedIn. He's on LinkedIn talking on here. How good would it be though if Lampod could comment on live videos, Andreas? That would be an awesome picture. So Glennart has created the map embeds from large venues, sports venues, hospitals, and supermarkets to his business, and then he has someone else put these map embeds on third-party websites. So that's what he's doing.
Map embeds from large venues to my business. So I don't, where's the connection though? So it's not a my map. You're just making embeds and putting them on third-party sites. Maybe I'm missing something here, but where's the connection? How is that going to help you rank a particular property? So I don't do that. I can't really speak on it. Do you do any of that? No, you don't mess with GMB.
Me? Nah, yeah. I don't do all that weird my map shit and all that. Like GMB for me, I know how to steal an unverified GMB, do a bit of CTR on it, get your citations, and that's it. Like all of this other weird shit that you guys do, that sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, and the in-depth stuff, absolutely not. There's guys out there who are doing freaky shit, like Jordan Pierce in the chat earlier. I've spoken to a lot of guys, even a young chap I met in Spain last week. Young Gurdeep, his name is, and he's doing well, staying in Spain, but he's got all this shit in his phone, IME. So it's a jailbroken phone, so that he can then change the IMEI number out on the fucking phone with all these apps, and he's just got this whole fucking weird shit set up, which is working for him. And why I laugh at Gurdeep is we've all been there, Chris, where we didn't have enough money to pay for all the tools and proxies and you know, all of the stuff that we've got, or fucking 10 phones or whatever it may be. And Gurdeep's just doing this on the sly, just hustling, making a few money, doing a bit of rank and rent and all that. And mate, do you know what? I've got massive respect for this boy, because he's only been doing it for a few months. He's making a living out of it. He's making a lot of rookie mistakes where his accounts are getting banned left, right, and centre. And I'm like, dude, see if you just tweak this process a little bit. Dude, oh man. And I sat and had a conversation with him for about 3-4 hours, and he's like, dude, like, I'm not doing any of this shit. Like, his accounts were getting fucking banned all over the place, and it was just painful. So he's going to do it better, hopefully, and hopefully gets massive success. But the thing for me is, he's doing all this weird, funky shit as well. Like on his maps, he then can drag his maps. Like, he does a front end edit. He was talking about front and back end, and I'm not sure what the fuck a front end edit means, but he was like getting the map sent to London, dragging it up to fucking like 300 miles north.
Right.
But the address in the back end didn't change. But he was still getting this shit to rank. Now, I don't know what fucking method you would call that. He showed me all this fucking weird shit, and I'm just like, dude, this is jackass shit. Like, but it was working for him, and as I say, hats off to him. He was doing very well, and I've got massive respect, because like us all, we've all been hustling and didn't know fucking shit and had no money for shit. But he's sitting there with this smashed up fucking phone, Android phone, it's all fucked up, and he's got all these fucking apps on it, and he's somehow figured out a way to make that shit work, which is where the respect comes from. So, Gurdeep, if you're watching, you got my respect. That's all I can say. Adam Hawthorne, are my maps helpful for local anymore, Chris? So, for anyone who doesn't know what this is, can you just tell us what the fuck My Maps is first and foremost?
It's part of Google's Drive. It's one of Google's products. So My Maps, are they helpful for SEO? Maybe if you want to point out some directions or a map for your site as far as aesthetics, but as far as SEO, I don't use them anymore. Maybe in a stack, but other than that, nah. Not really. No benefit.
No benefit. That's a kitchen sink spam type of stuff, right?
It used to work good, but that was a long time ago.
I don't know who it was, and it might have been Mark Lawrence. Said, like, one day I'm going to open my toilet seat, open the toilet pan up, and one of Chris's stacks is going to be under there. Like, just like, the fucking shit these guys are doing is insane, with the amount of fucking shit they're piling out there. So, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. And good to see you, Mark Flanagan. Chris, have you sat down?
I did. I had a busy day this morning. I was
just
moving.
Shrunk is fine. That's all fine. But guys, do keep your questions coming. But Chris, I'm just out of curiosity on this GMB shit, because it's a topic that obviously I'm sure your mastermind bombard the life out of you with as well.
Oh, yeah.
How much longer do you think you're going to get away with this jackass shit?
I don't know. You know, every time a door shuts, another door opens. I've noticed, as far as getting them verified. So how long? Hard to say. I hope a little bit longer, you know.
So are you making a fuck ton of money off of this still? Like, and also, because a lot of people say to me, a lot of people are now swaying back to rank and rent rather than lead gen, especially in the UK. And I know a lot of you guys do lead gen or whatever out there, but what is your model? Are you, it doesn't matter how many leads you get, you've basically got this website and this GMB, or is it per lead?
It depends on the client. It could be a percentage per lead, or they're going to pay me per listing that I could go and accrue. But usually it's a client that comes to me, I don't know, maybe a automotive shop, and he wants to get more proximity. Well, we're going to start going to different towns, different cities. So it depends on the client.
I'll tell you the reason I'm asking this. That chap I was telling you about, Gurdeep, that I met out in Spain, he was telling me about his business model, and he was being paid per converted lead. So he would have these guys, and if they converted a lead, he was being paid. And I'm like, dude, fuck that. Because what if this motherfucker can't sell shit? Like, what the fuck? So he's putting a lot of trust in these guys to say, one, I can convert this shit, but two, whether they're telling the truth on what they've converted as well.
Right.
He wasn't tracking shit and stuff like that. So that's also what I want to ask, because again, a lot of guys in here are, thinking about GMB or doing a bit of GMB. What are you doing? Are you tracking all of the calls and all the leads as well, or are you putting this down to trust?
Most of the time it is trust. I mean, we track depending on the client, depending on how many locations, but a lot of it is trust.
Fucking hell. Just I thought, fuck that. Like, your earnings are reliant on someone else getting their finger out and doing a bit and being able to sell.
I usually get paid per listing I can create. So which is good. Yeah,
that's a much better way of doing it. But guys, you are going quiet, so do keep your questions coming in.
Yeah, we had a rush, then it stopped.
Yeah, where have y'all gone? And guys, at least one of you give us a like on the video. There's none showing up on StreamYard. Again, I'm almost certain that StreamYard, obviously Andreas is on LinkedIn. There was another chap in LinkedIn earlier. I've just got the fear on StreamYard, Chris, is the God's honest answer, as to whether it pulls through stuff accurately all the time. Look, you say that, and then a whole bunch of stuff piles in. Darren Muzzy, Chris, are you doing an event this year in fall?
I really would like to. Organizing things is very difficult. I'm a very I'm an optimistic guy. So I would really, really like to. I'd like to. Yes, I would. I don't know about this fall though. There's a lot of groups going on. I would really like to, but that might be a little bit too optimistic for myself. Might have been punching above my weight.
Nah, definitely not, Chris. I think sometimes you just got to get the bollocks to go for it.
That's what it is. Got to get the bollock. That's it. Yeah.
What I would suggest, or what I'm not suggesting anything, but Brad and Mike are going to do their event round about the time Funnel Hacking Live's on. But it's a one-day event. You could do another one round about the same time and latch on to both Funnel Hacking and the Brad and Mike event. And I'm not sure if 3 events in the one area in a short space of time is that appealing to everyone, because obviously there's a cost per ticket. But they're doing a one-day event round about the 25th or something like that.
1 day?
Yeah.
Why 1 day?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why 1 day, but I think they're thinking about a 1 day event anyway.
Action-packed.
Yeah. Maybe less speakers, just 1 day. Just keep it compact. Who knows? But anyway, Randy's asking, did you say you're creating GMB listings as a service, Chris?
As part of a service. Yeah, it depends on, like recently I got he fixes German auto cars. in the Miami area. So, as an addition, we're trying to get more locations. So it really depends on the client. Do I think I could get them? Not all categories work. So yes, depending on your category.
There you go, Randy. Or for anyone else who's just going to go, what the fuck? What categories don't you do, Chris? Is that easier to say? Is it like...
So pretty much like if it's Google guarantee, probably not going to work. Anything Google guaranteed, it's going to be really tough. I might have to get a secondary. So if it's in the Google guarantee program, I'd probably steer clear.
Cool.
But there's secondaries though. You can usually work around it, but then it's like, is it worth it? So.
Randy says, let's talk. He's several GMB locations for one client. Lawyer niche.
Lawyers tough.
Still talk. Harass him, Randy. Make him do it. Push him to his limits. ZD Electrical. Thoughts on Staxio, Craig? Staxio is a great tool. There are alternatives out there as well. I don't know if it was Chris or someone else was saying, what was the newest one that everyone's using where you're saying it's got 5 clouds?
Buffer Site Wizard?
I don't know if it was that one. But,
Jasper's Jasper.
Oh, yeah,
has a new one.
Yeah,
I forget the name of it, but
Yax or some shit like that. YACSS or whatever it is. So the Staxio is good. It's been there for a number of years, and I think it's a good solid tool, certainly. Easy to use. People will argue that there's other ones out there that are maybe doing a little more or utilizing other inventory, if you like, such as Yax and stuff like that. So there's a few recommendations for Yax there from the guys, and yeah, so I would have a look at that. But Staxio has never failed me, and take a look at it. Darren Muzzy is close in Michigan, easy drive. Is Michigan near you, Chris?
6 hours, I believe.
Fuck, that's not close at all.
No.
Fucking hell,
not
man.
Really. Let's see.
I'm close in Michigan. Close to what, Darren? That is...
oh, I'm sorry. I was way off. 11 hours.
Jeez. Yeah, dude, I could literally drive halfway across Europe in that time. So that's not close. I'm sorry. I know you Americans are different proximities, and it's a much bigger country, but that is a fucking long way for me, man. Last time it took days to get the full engagement. Limpod, set posting to every minute. No like or comment arrived yet. Just quite weird. Probably something funky going on, and they're fixing the tool to LinkedIn's probably updated something, mate. That's all I can think. But I'm sure with anything like Chris says, they try and block stuff, but another loophole opens and shit starts working again. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Daniel Hunt. Hi guys, just a quick message to say I appreciate your videos. Thanks a lot. No problem, Daniel. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Just scrolled past a whole bunch of stuff. Randy saying do one in February in Miami or someplace warm.
Definitely warm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up for 1-1 if I'm invited, that is. But BK SEO, how are you? Long time no see. Recommended service for claiming, updating, and cleaning up citations.
Well, why usually? If you can't log in, I assume you can't log in, so you want to clean them up. Usually we just build on top if the address has changed. Google rewards freshness. So it's the same for citations. Usually we just build right on top. So that's what we do. If we can't get in there and change them, I just build new.
I think I would probably do that. But there are services out there that claim to clean them up, such as SEObuilder.com. There is a cleanup service. My thing, Chris, is, and I'm not meaning disrespect to anyone's services out there who do cleaning up of citations and whatnot. But if you don't have fucking access, how can you clean it up?
I know. And they're like $250, $150. Unless it was through like Yext or something. And then they go in there and fire it back up and then clean it up. But I just build on top, you know.
But is someone going to go through and manually clean all that shit up? Nah, they're not. Are they really? Come on, man. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. As I say, no disrespect to anyone's service. I get there might be some weird and wonderful way you're doing it, but I ain't buying it, man. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of work.
And I ain't doing it either.
Heck no.
Fuck that. Khalid Mashishi. Something. Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Jesus, I wasn't expecting the next one. He's Pastor Khalid from Pakistan City, Quatiti Near in Afghanistan. Now, I might be wrong, but is Afghanistan in Pakistan? I will work on a missionary in Afghanistan working for all Pakistani Christians.
Cool.
Nice one. You're blocked. Yeah, it's not the right channel for that. Sorry. Love Staxio, great tool. Use it as part of our overall strategy, says Randy Roday. And Randy does good work. So there you go. And Darren is laughing. Chris, MI is farther than that, so they're telling you. Depends on how fast you drive. They're having just north of Detroit. Do one in Ireland, handy for everyone. Well, everyone who matters. I'm going to make the assumption that you mean I'm the only person that matters here, because that Ireland is handy for me. Fuck these American dudes. Yeah, they can work hard in the travel, but I'm with Maeve on this. Let's do it over there. Never been to Ireland.
I've never been there. Yeah.
Heard good things, but apparently it's expensive as fuck as well. So it's on my to-do list, Maeve. Maybe, Maeve, you could create an event and we'll come to you.
There you go.
How about that? You take, because the problem is taking ownership and setting up the event's a pain in the fucking ass. Then you've got to try and pitch it and all that. I can pitch an event, no problem at all, on my social media. Guys, come and buy tickets, but it's all that other fucking bullshit. Ordering food, water, the venue, the speakers, the mics, all that shit. I can't be bothered with. Been there, done it, and it's not fun, in my opinion. Better just to go to someone else's. So, Chris, organise an event. I'll come over. I'll do my bit and show face and get drunk while you stress your fucking self out. Randy is saying he doesn't think there's any real need to clean up citations. He goes on to say SEMrush did a test on this, and it showed it has no impact. If someone's testing with large amounts of data, I would be inclined to say that test.
I believe him.
Is believable. So obviously they see large data sets, and that data can be used to test shit like that out. And as I say, really interesting to see. Something I've never ever ordered a citation cleanup service, Chris, ever. If I move address, I'm just piling in with new shit, like you say.
Stack it up.
And that's it. Or
the big ones I might try to get rid of, like the Yelps, the MapQuests, like the big 6. If I can change it, I'll change those, but I'm not going to go in there 100 or 200 times. No way. That's madness.
But what I also done, so I moved office in 2016 to my current premises. Now, I I was in a place called Paisley, which is in the outskirts of Glasgow, and I moved probably more towards central Glasgow. Now, when I moved, I got a new GMB at the new location, done that. I just left the old one.
Of course.
Why would I move it? Why would I do anything with that? It ranked well. And that's the thing that people don't think about. You don't have to fucking go and set up a new one having a secondary address. Why is there this obsession with changing address and getting in and fucking telling Google that you've done it?
Keep it there. Get the calls. Don't worry about the reviews.
It's so I just wanted to throw that in there because it's not always about changing address. Just keep the old one, roll out with a new one. You've got 2 locations. If you're lucky enough to change office 5 times, happy fucking days. Like,
yeah.
It's another set of citations, just corroborating that address, and move on. Is the way I would be looking at it.
How's the affiliate site going for you? The casino?
The casino one I binned off. So the casino one, I had issues with the people I was working with on that project. So binned that one off. I'm now in a different niche. Don't want to say publicly on here. It's in my mastermind. I'll tell you off here. I've nothing to hide. Just don't want everyone piling in on it. But we're piling in a new niche, and I have some of my colleagues from the mastermind joining in as well. So
nice.
Bit of competition, spur each other on. Fucking, I think that's a great thing to be doing. But the casino one, it was just a bit of fucking about with the people that were putting the money behind it, and I basically fucking threw the towel in, saying, nah, this ain't happening. So it has to be slick, it has to be fast moving. The money has to drop because it's a competitive niche. They were fucking around, and you know how it goes, man.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
not there. It's not happening in that niche. And so the other one has kicked off, and a few of us have launched our websites, and a few of us have keyword ranking and stuff. So it's just going to be a race to the end of the year, as far as I'm concerned, to see who does the most, and we can rub each other's faces in it and have fun along the way and make money. So I think for me, I always need a challenge, and certainly having others to compete and all that stuff is great. However, what I would say is, guys, if you're ever doing these things, don't be fucking naive to think that coming out the traps running really, really quick with all your content's the right thing to be doing, because there's certainly guys there watching you do that who are using your content as donor content and they're going to come from the back and romp past you. That's all I'm going to say, guys, which is really funny to see, but there's just dirty dogs in the fucking masterminds, and you know how it goes, Chris.
Dirty little dogs.
But that's all I'm going to say in it. No more tips from that front. Thank you, Mr. Woolley, and thank you for liking. Mark Flanagan, guys, opinions on load speed as a ranking factor. Do you think ranking is based on the competition around you? So a site may still rank with slow sites around it, or is it a simple page insight score? What's your perception on it, Chris?
I think just like with anything with Google, it's whatever the SERP average is. So I think if you're falling way, way below the average, I think that could be a demotion. So I don't put too much thought into it. As long as I'm just as fast or slightly faster than the top performers, I'm usually happy.
I am also of the similar opinion to Chris. I'm not going to say site speed's not important. That would be the wrong thing to say. I think people become obsessed with it. And say I've got a website that loads in 2 seconds. Do I think getting that to 1.3 seconds is going to have a huge impact in the rankings and all that? No. I think, like Chris says, if you're massively slower than everyone round about you, I believe that, why the fuck would Google show you and not someone else who's loading faster. So I think it does come down to potentially the pages around you. But again, you know, if you've got something out there that's loading fast and you're adding your WP rocket or, you know, whatever else you're doing to increase the site speed to get it to a second or 2 seconds, I think that's enough. I don't think you have to be, you know, getting that down to 0.6 seconds or anything. I think that's just madness at that point. The gains are marginal. And I would be spending my time doing more content and more links than obsessing over that. So hopefully that helps.
Sure.
Mark? Kept the old one in place. Yeah, Randy, I don't know. I'm just wired up differently. I'm glad you're wired up the same way. I just don't think like other guys. I'm just like, fuck that. That's another free GMB for me, like that old one. But hey, we all think differently. And definitely closer, LOL. ZD Electrical, love the fact you both test and aren't afraid to ditch non-working things instead of flogging a dead horse. You've always got to doing. I think for me, and I think Chris will be able to probably say similar. Out of all the things I've ever touched, 80% of them have failed. Like not failed, like I fail at everything I do, but for one reason or another, I've had to ditch it. And you know, out of all of the businesses I've got, a few have been successful. I've made a lot of mistakes, wrong niches, shit websites, not spending enough time on them, didn't make me as much money as I thought they would have, and I started to lose interest. So I'm not saying I'm a massive failure as such, but I think, you know, you have to be able to ditch shit and spend more time focusing on stuff that does work. And that's, again, you know, if I've lost money on it, I don't cry too much. See, as long as I'm making more than I'm spending, then fuck it. I put it down to experience, life experience, or whatever. And I'm pretty sure everyone in this industry has pissed money against the wall, buying domains they never use, buying fucking tools you never use, all of the shit of the day. We're all fucking doing it. And anyone who says they don't is a bloody liar. So that's it. You can be Mr. White Hat that says he's never failed in anything. I would call it out right now and say, prove it. You know, bullshit. Anyway, Darren Muzzy, to both, have you used local ranking for affiliate offers? Diggity talked about this once.
Yes, but not in the way that he talks about it. So it was a local offer that was an affiliate. So yes, but not like he was, maybe I saw on his channel one time. I think he was doing like a skincare product. So nah, not like that. How about you, Craig?
I've not done it Diggity's way. What I have done is I've done like hotel affiliate and honed in on hotels in an area and shit like that. So not quite like Diggity, you know, but is there traffic locally for skincare or whatever Diggity was talking about? There probably is. You know, people are searching for skincare products, Glasgow or whatever. Why not? If there's demand for it and there's volume there, why the fuck wouldn't you?
Easy,
you know, that's nothing to lose. So there you go. Restaurants or real businesses need to update to a new address. Otherwise, delivery services don't work. Just eat, DHL, etc. You are very right. I'm just glad I ain't a fucking delivery service or restaurant or a real business. But saying that, business growth ready, I have had the odd phone call from people rocking up to the old office. Hey, I'm outside your office. Can I come in and talk to you? Now, this was pre-COVID. People don't ever do that now. Can I come in and talk to you? I'm looking for a website or some shit like that. And you're like, yeah, come in. And then you go outside and look and they're not there. The guy phones back, I'm still here. Where the fuck are you? And you're like, where the fuck are you? Like, I'm out at the door. I can't see you. Oh, yeah, I'm in this old address. And you're like, shit. So 100% you have to consider that for sure. Luckily for me, it's happened on the odd occasion where someone's rocked up No one ever fucking rocks up at the door, really, in our industry. But perfectly valid point there. Business growth ready. If you have that type of business, you're stuffed.
Forced.
And Randy, donor content is the word. I just love that word, donor content. That one's... I'm stealing donor content. I don't give a fuck if it's Brad and Mike that brought it out. I'm having that one. That's mine. I'm coining that phrase. And it's going in my books and all that if I ever decide to do one. So, yeah, I'm doing that. But anyway, Sifat, I heard the recent Google Core update of 2022 killed affiliate blogging. A lot of big affiliate sites are down. So what are you guys doing now? What is the alternative? So we got hit and we just sat back and accepted it and make no money. Nah, I'm only kidding. But Chris, what? What? That is not how it works, Sifat. Like, that is not how it works. Some shit affiliates get hit who are doing shit content, shit SEO. And of course, some of those being big websites. That doesn't mean every website was hit. Chris, are you still doing some affiliate shit?
I have a few small sites, yes. Nothing massive yet, but I have a couple. I work on a massive one. But as far as my own, it's just small little junkers, I guess. A couple $100 a month. Nothing massive, though. Not yet.
The alternative, though, is adapt to what's working and continue. That is the bottom line. There's money to be made online. If you do get a slap, which some of us will along the way, you've got to be able to dust yourself down and
that's it.
Deal with it. You know, life isn't constant traffic boners. There are bumps along the way, and it's how you react to it. And I say the word react very, very tightly because you have to react to changes, algorithm updates, penalties, whatever you're getting. You have to react and deal with it. Don't just sit back hoping that the update's going to roll back or whatever, or whatever. You have to fucking take action. Look at what other people are doing. Figure out what the fucking update actually penalised. Was it shit content? Was it shit silo structures? Was it shit on page? All of these things are what this last update was about, and that's it. Job done. So you just have to deal with it, and you have got shit content. Then go and spend money on getting some better content and reviving your business. That's what I would say. That's the alternative for me. There is no option for failure as far as I'm concerned. I ain't going back to work for some chump. I'll figure a way. I had to figure a way how to make this shit work in the first place, and was successful. So if I have to figure out how it works again and again and again, then I'll keep bouncing back until somehow I'm getting my hands on some of the money that's out there.
It's good advice.
Darren, thank you. Nigel Van der Heaver, hello, good to see you. Andy Woolley says, failed to learn to succeed. I succeeded in all my failures, LOL. But you've got to have a positive mindset when it comes to failures and all that. Randy has got to roll.
See you, Randy.
Randy, appreciate you coming, as always. Repo Men with Jude Law, Forrest Whitaker, based on donor content. Good film. I'll check it out, maybe. I'll lie. I probably won't because I don't watch many films. I probably should, but I never get fucking time, man. My life consists of work, playing with my little guy, then more work, and playing with my little guy again, and then more work. I don't get time to watch no fucking TV. Not even the trash TV Love Island or anything like that. So, yeah, there's no time. No time in my life for films. Affiliate sites that push transactional content only get hit hard, need to balance the books and provide value. Diggity reckons it should be 70-30. Kyle Roof suggests 80-20. Everyone's got their own opinion, but certainly you should have more informational than transactional content. Websites that say, buy this, the best that, top this, and everything is leading to a sale is going to get slapped. Informational content, or not even informational content, serve the users with content that matches the intent of that search. That is how you do it. These, 80-20, 70-30, 65-35, whatever it is, just, you can't have fucking 90% or 100% transactional content. End of story. So you're spot on with that, Andy. Not sure about the 70-30, but hey, if I was to calculate mine's up, it'd probably be 60-40. Hey, but who am I to argue? But I've certainly seen people got slapped so fucking hard, and every single bit of content was top this, best that, and so on. So, and they were literally slapped into smithereens.
Bolivian,
God. Like, that shit didn't recover. And you don't get a manual penalty or anything, but that domain is fucking penalised. Like, that shit ain't ranking again. Yep. So you have to do a redirect, try and revive it, put your informational content on there. And again, I've showed case studies of this. Some people they revive it and then don't change it out to informational, and that gets slapped as well in the next update. So, it's madness. But anyway, Andy Woolley says, just like the Chris Craig show, lots of information first and foremost, value. That is the best way to sell. Offer value up front. In my opinion, even from an SEO perspective, we both, or all of us, like yourself included, Andy, offer value, and then people buy into you. Got to do the same with your website. So there you go. And last question, Chris, before we go. Darren Muddy, what rank tracker do you like the most, both local and global?
I've been using SERPFox.
As
far as global, it's primarily maps and local. So that's what I do. So
I think
SERPFox for me.
SERPFox. I think global rank trackers, if you're doing stuff, SEMrush has a rank tracker in there that works very well. I think in terms of local stuff, you do have things like AccuRanker and various other ones that perform a lot better locally than SEMrush, because SEMrush is just going to give you different segments of the content, the data they've got. So I think there are tools that are designed to dig deeper into data and perform better on a local level. So I think AccuRanker performs well locally. SE ranking's another one, but I think generally for generic stuff, I think SEMrush, Ahrefs provide massive value globally and have data from a lot of different countries, which I find very, very useful. So interesting perspectives. But on that note, guys, we are out of time. Please do leave a little like on the video. Please do check out Chris Palmer's YouTube channel and stuff. And do check out ODYS. And thank you for all the questions, guys. And we will catch up with you same time next week. See you later.
Bye-bye.